a major petrochemical organization operating in the southeastern part of China, Fujian province, has announced. Saudi Arabia's SABIC, one of the world's largest petrochemical firms, is planning to build a $6.4 billion complex in Fujian province, which is located in the southeast part of the country. An initial joint venture proposal for the project, which was first put forward in 2018, will be implemented through Fujian Fuhua Gulei Petrochemical, a state-owned enterprise. The complex will include a mixed-feed steam cracker that will produce 1.8 million tons of ethylene annually, as well as a number of downstream manufacturing facilities that will produce other things like plastics, such as polyethylene and polypropylene. During the first half of 2024, the project will be under construction, with the preparations for its commissioning and installation to commence in the second half of 2026, which should be completed within 6 months after the completion of construction. Moreover, the project will increase SABIC's manufacturing presence in Asia and diversify its feedstock supply chain, as well as go a long way in meeting the growing demand for petrochemical products in China and the region, which has been increasing in recent years. In recent years, China has attempted to increase its domestic production and self-sufficiency in petrochemicals by increasing imports. The project also reflects the strong and strategic partnership between Saudi Arabia and China, two of the world's largest oil transactors, Saudi Arabia in exports and China in imports. Saudi Arabia is China's largest crude oil supplier, and China is Saudi Arabia's largest trading partner. The two countries have been expanding their cooperation in various fields, such as energy, trade, investment, infrastructure, and technology. The project is also part of Saudi Arabia's Vision 2030, a long-term plan to diversify its economy and reduce its dependence on oil revenues. The plan aims to increase the contribution of the non-oil sector to the GDP and to develop new industries such as petrochemicals, renewable energy, tourism, and entertainment. The project is not the only one that involves Saudi and Chinese companies in the petrochemical sector. Saudi Aramco, the world's largest oil company, has also been investing in several joint ventures and projects with Chinese refiners and petrochemical producers, such as Rongsheng Petrochemical and Shandong Yulong Petrochemical. These projects are expected to enhance Saudi Aramco's market access and customer base in China, as well as to secure long-term crude oil supply contracts. The project is also not the only one that faces challenges and uncertainties in the global petrochemical market. The market is affected by various factors, such as the supply and demand dynamics, the price fluctuations, the environmental regulations, the technological innovations, as well as the geopolitical tensions that exist between countries. The project will have to compete with other existing and emerging players in the market, such as the US, which has been increasing its shale gas production and exports, and Iran, which has been resuming its oil and gas activities after the lifting of sanctions. The US has imposed sanctions on some Chinese entities involved in oil transactions with Iran, another major oil producer in the Middle East. The US has also been engaged in a trade war with China over issues such as intellectual property rights, market access, and technology transfer, and may view the Saudi-China Petrochemical Alliance as a challenge to its interests and influence in the region and the world. However, the US will be expected to maintain its ties with Saudi Arabia, which is still an important ally and customer for its arms sales and security cooperation. The US in recent times has been trying to gain common ground with China on some global issues such as nuclear non-proliferation. China, on the other hand, may see the US as an obstacle to its energy development as well as its regional stability. So, what does the project mean for the future of the petrochemical industry and the relations between Saudi Arabia and China? Well, the answer is not so simple because there are many opportunities and challenges on both sides. But one thing is certain. The project is a significant milestone in the history of the petrochemical industry and the bilateral cooperation between the two countries, and it could have a lasting impact on the global energy landscape. Let me know your thoughts and be sure to take a moment to subscribe.